Yo guys, what's up? It is Shrimp Cup. Welcome back to another Call of Duty mobile video. In today's video, guys, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Modern Warfare 3 2023 campaign. Now, please do keep in mind that I have not actually played the Modern Warfare 3 2023 campaign myself. Instead, I did actually watch a couple YouTubers play it. So like I said, please keep that in mind as you are watching this little review. I have mentioned this in a previous video, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it for those who have not heard me say this. But I am not going to purchase Modern Warfare 3, so really the only way I can experience the campaign is to watch somebody play through it. But like I said, I did go ahead and watch multiple people play it, so not only I could get some different play styles of how people could play through this campaign, but also I wanted some different opinions as well. Alright everyone, jumping right into this here, I actually wanted to say overall, I think the Modern Warfare 3 campaign was kinda decent. Now, before you all go roasting me in the comments section, let me say that there are a lot of negatives in the campaign that I did actually want to mention here. But on top of that, I feel like if Call of Duty wanted to do this open world structure that we will talk about later in this video, I think it could work with some improvements. I think the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, especially compared to the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, while only being about 4.5 hours of gameplay, was actually pretty good. Everybody can have their own opinions, but I thought that the Modern Warfare 2 2022 campaign was really not that good. Yes, it may have been 6+ hours of story and gameplay. However, what was there, especially when you consider the story, it really wasn't much. Guys, tell me when I'm telling lies here, but literally everything that happened in the Modern Warfare 2 2022 campaign was like, you chased missiles the whole time, you captured the main antagonist, which was Hassan something. But then I think you had to, like, re-release him or something. So it was like, what was the point of that? And then bam, you snipe him at the end, and that was it. Like, literally. Like, what the shrimp? There was a couple other things that kind of happened. Like, I think Laswell was captured in it, but then it was, like, resolved so quick, so it ruined any feeling of stakes in that campaign. So, with the newest campaign still really not bringing that much in terms of stakes to the plate, haha, get it? I still think that there were a lot of tense moments and a lot of really intense gameplay and cutscenes that I think it is a better overall campaign than the Modern Warfare 2 2022 campaign, even when you consider the length of it. But please, guys, go ahead and put in the comments below what your personal thoughts about the story was, especially when you compare it to Modern Warfare 2 2022's campaign. Alright, and in terms of everything else, the gameplay was, as usual, pretty solid for any modern Call of Duty nowadays. Gameplay, no matter what development team produces these Call of Duty games, they always, 9 times out of 10, get the gameplay exactly right. You know, the way the gun feels when you shoot it, the animations, everything is great. And then, of course, I do really like the combat missions, the open combat missions, but I do think that if there were a couple other things to spice it up, like maybe a couple NPCs you can talk to take on side objectives, or like maybe more secrets, like I actually do not believe that there was any intel to collect in this Modern Warfare campaign. Fairly confident there might be some other Easter eggs. But going back to my original point, guys, I think if there's a couple NPCs to give you additional little side missions, or maybe add more of a diverging storyline, because the game kind of gives you some choices throughout the story, but in reality, it's a pretty linear story, which is fine, but I think with the open combat missions, it's like it's giving you pieces of like a really diverse and open experience, but in reality, it's kind of giving you that surface level. But honestly, guys, when you consider how much time Sledgehammer Games was given to complete this campaign, I think for what we have here is pretty good. Yes, the choices may not actually lead to anywhere, and yes, the open combat can leave a little bit more to be desired. However, I think it's pretty fun that you can approach these open combat missions in any way you want. There's a lot of secret places that you can find in these open combat missions to where you can take on these missions so many different ways. And one of the open combat missions, no spoilers of course, but there's one way where you can, if you really search around, you can find like a hidden tunnel and crawl through it and find like a nice sniping area. It's awesome. But anyway, guys, moving on. Continuing with the story, Valeria and Alexandro, or whatever his name is, they actually were not in this campaign, which I think we did hear about before, obviously, this release, but it still kind of surprised me considering they were pretty major characters in the previous campaign. Also, this isn't really a spoiler if you've caught up with the Modern Warfare 2 2022 campaign, on top of the raids, but Graves being evil and alive after the tank situation was sort of kind of touched upon in this new campaign, but ultimately, it was left with no answers, and it seems that Graves being evil and alive wasn't as impactful as we thought. However, this does leave the door open for Graves and Makarov being the main antagonists for the next game, which obviously I think there will be like a Modern Warfare 4. There's no way that they're going to end the Modern Warfare series like this. And I also did want to mention, Pharah wasn't in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign that much, unlike in this new campaign where she did have a huge role. Perhaps the same will happen with the Modern Warfare 4 campaign, with Graves playing a much more significant role. I also wanted to touch on Makarov. I really enjoyed this version of Makarov. I think the actor played him very, very well and had the same malicious energy to him. And I will say that I don't think his voice is as creepy or as intimidating as the original Makarov, who had a more kind of almost higher pitched but like raspy voice. This newer one is still an intimidating voice, but I don't think it quite hits that same vibe as the original Makarov, which is fine. I still think that this actor did a fantastic job with Makarov, and I'm totally cool with them going with this actor moving forward. Alright everybody, for this kind of final section of the video, I did want to go over a lot of the main negatives that people online are saying about this campaign. I've seen that many people are discussing that this campaign is like 90% cutscene and 10% gameplay, and while I kind of agree, I think that is a bit exaggerated there. There is still plenty of gameplay. Now, when you compare the amount of cutscenes to previous campaigns, it's actually around the same amount when you consider the amount of missions, but I will say some of the cutscenes would be cooler if you would actually play them. It seems that Call of Duty really wants to show off this engine that they have, and they really want to show you how beautiful the game can look, and that's great, but like I said, I do wish that some of the cutscenes were playable instead of just, you know, taking control away from the player. But overall, I still think, personally, it was a really fun balance. Another thing that people were saying online is that the open combat missions were too easy, and I think on the difficulty that most people will choose, which is like regular or whatever, the open combat missions are pretty easy, especially if you decide to run and gun and just kind of mess around. It's not that much of a resistance from the enemy AI. However, one of the playthroughs I did watch of the campaign was on veteran difficulty, and it seems that with the open combat missions, it's definitely tougher than the regular difficulty. However, on veteran, the difficulty spike is very inconsistent, especially when you get to the mission at the stadium from Verdansk, which I think is pretty cool that they brought Verdansk back. And if this does not like hint at Verdansk coming back as like a Warzone map or something, then what the shrimp. But yeah, either way, I think if you are looking for a really good challenge and you want to re-experience the campaign with a more of a difficulty spike, it is worth checking out Veteran, but make sure you do keep in mind there is quite the difficulty spike when transitioning from the open combat missions to the regular missions, which, yes, not all the missions in this game are regular missions. I think it's about half and half. There are like half of the game is open combat missions, and the other half are traditional COD missions. And I do think the traditional COD missions in this campaign were pretty solid, if you ask me. Alright guys, well, to wrap up this video, I know this review was kind of all over the place, but overall, I do really enjoy what the Modern Warfare 3 campaign brought. It actually did surprise me. And yes, well, it's only about 4 to 4.5 hours long, and yes, there might be some plot holes here and there. I still think that for the time that Sledgehammer Games was given, I thought this was definitely better than the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and especially the Vanguard campaign, so this is probably one of the more decent campaigns out of the previous couple games. I think we can all agree this was better than Black Ops 4's campaign. But guys, please let me know in the comments your opinion about the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Did you play it yourself, or did you watch somebody play it? Did you have an overall positive experience or opinion, or is it mostly negative? I think a lot of hate that this campaign is getting is because that this is not like your traditional Call of Duty campaign. They are definitely trying something new with this, and we can obviously see Warzone kind of bleeding into every other aspect of Call of Duty, which I do think is a negative thing. 6v6, ground war, search and destroy, all of that. I think that is the core of what Call of Duty is, you know. And whilst I do think that Warzone is a positive part of Call of Duty, it kind of sucks to see that Warzone is bleeding into almost every aspect of the game. But like I said, guys, me personally, I enjoyed it. I like the story beats, I liked Makarov, I like the characters. Please, again guys, let me know what you think in those comments below. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and drop it a like. I am actually going to upload a video here soon talking about my thoughts of the Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer once the official game comes out, as well as some thoughts about it, because obviously there's the beta and a bunch of the blog posts that Sledgehammer Games has posted about the features and the perks and the camos and everything. All that looks awesome, but I do want to wait until the full game comes out so I can really give you guys more of a solid opinion. Because like I said in the beginning of this video, I personally am not purchasing Modern Warfare 3 because I will die on this hill. I do think that this game overall is $70 DLC. This is what Modern Warfare 2 2022 should have been, and I think it makes it even more blatantly obvious when you consider the fact that the campaign in Modern Warfare 3 here feels like a DLC to Modern Warfare 2's campaign, and everything transferring over, and the graphics being the same, whilst, you know, the only differences in terms of the multiplayer is really the movement. Alright everybody, I am going off on a little tangent, but like I said earlier, if you did enjoy my opinion of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign on top of the gameplay in the background, go ahead and drop this video a like, maybe even subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!
Kill confirmed.
Target's in sight!
Friendly hunter killer drone deployed.
Enemy contact!
Friendly predator missile inbound. UAV online. Kill confirmed.
Enemy contact! Contact with enemy! Contact with enemy! Target
Kill
down!
confirmed. Kill confirmed.
Enemy in sight!
Kill confirmed.
Contact with...
Kill confirmed.
Tango down!
Kill confirmed. Predator missile inbound. Kill confirmed. UAV online.
Get down, sniper!
Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed.
Enemy contact! Contact with enemy! Tango down! Sniper!
Kill fighter killer drone deployed. Keep it up. Kill confirmed.
Enemy in sight!